Hi, Neil Lazarus here. Welcome back to another podcast. I hope you enjoyed your visits if you were here in Israel volunteering or are planning to come. It's amazing. Despite everything, my calendar is booked. So it's crazy times here. People are visiting and you know what, making a difference. Let's have a look a little bit at what's happening. And the number one question, which is relevant until now, maybe by the time you hear it, this is going to be outdated. I love my work, which is why is Trump procrastinating? Why this Thursday, in 2 days' time, have we got another round of meetings and he's not pulling the trigger? For weeks, we've watched the headlines. We've seen this a massive armada, the biggest military buildup in the Middle East since 2003, floating just off the coast of Iran. We're talking mega armaments. The Gerald Ford, biggest ship, as you know, in the world, or carrier in the world. We've seen the president's tweets and the rhetoric that feels like a match hovering an inch away from a powder keg. Every 2 minutes we expect the war to start, but it hasn't. The question everyone is asking, why hasn't he pulled the trigger? Usually the critique of this administration, which I agree with is that it's very impulsive. But right now we're seeing a strange, heavy patience. Under the hood of the White House has run into 4 very big walls, and they've maybe got a problem. Number one, has he got himself into a trap? Sending so many arms there, maybe he's going to just have to use them. But things are holding him back. For example, number one, is this 1A? I don't know. The math of warfare. Starting a war is easy. Ending one is always difficult. I think the president is very aware that he built his brand on getting the US out of foreign policy entanglements that they shouldn't have been in, and basically making America great again, not the world great again. He certainly likes quick wins, but Iran, with all certainty, won't be a quick weekend project. Tehran has spent decades preparing to make the cost of an attack so high that America would have to go home. He's really aware, I think, of history. In other words, how will history judge him? Will he be the George Bush that got stuck in Iraq for 10 years? Will he be the Obama who got played by the Iranians? Where will history place him? What will the history books be written about? If this turns into a forever war, it certainly is going to kill his American first narrative. This really does lead, I think, to his own base. Key mega influencers, the Steve Bannons of this world, dare I say Tucker Carlson, I can't stand the man, are sounding the alarm, calling this somehow like a neocon trap. This movement of MAGA was built, like I said, rejecting foreign wars. And I think all of his ideological base is not necessarily looking for, regime change 2.0. Remember, the whole issue with Venezuela, I think, is important because on one hand, Venezuela was quick, but read my lips, as they say. I know what I'm saying. I have a British accent. This isn't Venezuela. Iran is a very different story. Then there's also the global economic consequences. So a strike on Iran could likely lead to a $7 a gallon gas and stock market heart attack. For a president who likes the Dow Jones and treats it perhaps as a personal scoreboard, I think that can also affect his thinking. He knows that a war that goes on for more than 48 hours could improve, maybe, is that right? His disapproval ratings. Do you improve your disapproval ratings or increase them perhaps? Anyway, you know what I mean. Thirdly, the pressure from the Gulf is also important. Remember, Saudi Arabia signed a $1 trillion deal with the United States to invest in them. The UAE is there as well. Qatar is there. And they don't want to start a fire in their backyard. especially when it's difficult to put out. And their bases, American bases, are often in their country. Finally, I think the friction is also interesting, speculated, not confirmed, about which is in the Pentagon. Speculation is swirling about arguments within the higher echelons and people being concerned that this would be a war which would have heavy US casualties. Trump has called this fake news, but that's classic Trump. Let's see, are there arguments there? We're going to have to wait and see. So, bottom line, today, we have in this situation a massive fleet, a very sceptical political base, a game of chicken where Trump is realizing the consequences of his actions, but maybe has caught himself in a military trap where he will have to act. Tell me your thoughts. Be interested to hear.